Gemma 4 is supposed to be edge-friendly, designed for phones and the Jetson Orin Nano. But on the Orin Nano, the recommended setup didn't even fit in memory. I'll show you the one change that turned it into a working system. Google just released Gemma 4, aimed at edge devices. Google even called out the Jetson Orin Nano in the launch material as one of the target systems. So on paper, this looked like a very good fit. Very soon after Gemma 4 was released, NVIDIA had instructions up on the Jetson AI Lab website for running it on Orin. And that is exactly what you hope for with a new release, a clear path, early on, from people who know the platform. So I went to the page, copied the command, pasted it into the terminal, and figured I was taking the recommended path to a working system. For the next 15 minutes, it looked like that might actually happen.
15 minutes later.
And that's what an out-of-memory error looks like, up close and personal. Let's go back to the NVIDIA model page. Here's the problem, if you know what to look for. I'll explain a little later in the video. The Orin Nano has 7.4 gigabytes of working memory. It takes around 1.3 gigabytes for the OS and Llama server. The model is 5 gigabytes. That doesn't quite leave enough working memory to actually run the model. It's 10 pounds of fertilizer in a 5-pound sack. Notice it's quantized to 8-bit precision. While we're here, let's look at some of the model's features. Looking at the official highlights, it has all the features one would want for an edge device. It's a dense model, but uses some clever tricks to present as a 2.3 billion parameter model, though it's closer to 5 billion. It has a 128K context window, text, image, and audio input. There's also native function calling for agentic workflows. Let's go find the model card. Unfortunately, here's where you need to know some stuffs. The Google model is 16-bit precision. The one we were trying to run is 8-bit. Let's see if we can find something smaller. We are running Llama server from llama.cpp, which uses gguf format files. I know that Unsloth usually has quantized files, and they're quick to convert when new models are introduced. It looks like it has 4-bit quantized available. There's a nice Run Gemma 4 guide that's worth a read. Here's a handy chart. It tells us how much memory we need for the model. It's a good little guide. Here's our command. Let's go find the model we want to use. There's more variants here than you can shake a stick at. Let's try to find a Q4. We'll try medium. We have already pulled the server Docker image, so we only need to pull the model. This goes much more smoothly, and soon the server starts up. Localhost port 8080. We'll just say hello there to see if it's working. It will take some time to come back on the first prompt. This is a reasoning model. You can see the GPU is very busy, but there's no text coming through on the screen. If we open up the Reasoning tab, you can see that tokens are being generated, 18 to 20 of the little rascals per second. This is real time to give you a feel as to the response. Gemma 4 is a multimodal model. Let's give it an image and see what it has to say for itself. Oh my, it failed the first time saying it couldn't see the picture. Let's try again. It takes about 10 seconds to reason through the task. It guesses correctly that these are penguins. Penguins are the best kind of birds, even though we all know birds aren't real. You might ask, why would we need to use bigger models? Here's an example. There are 3 penguins in the picture. The model states that there are 4. That's understandable. The background of the picture is a little confusing. However, when I ask why the bird in the middle looks different, it produces a novel answer. It's the depth of field in the photograph. When I had the audacity to suggest that it may be a chick, a juvenile, it doubled down. Obviously, I don't know about photography. The fuzziness of the individual is an artifact of the photographic image. When I used a higher quantized value on a bigger machine, it provided the same answer. So it's not a quantized error. When I gave the same image to the Gemma 427 billion parameter variant on a 64 gigabyte Jetson AGX Orin, the model answered that the image shows 3 penguins, 2 adult emperor penguins and a smaller penguin chick in the middle. This made me suspect that this version of the model probably doesn't even know anything about photography. How could it not know about depth of field? Gemma 4 is a reasoning model. Let's pretend like it's early 2024 and turn reasoning off, a feature controlled by the llama.cpp server. Now, when we ask it to analyze the image, it feels we get a much more immediate response as there are no tokens being spent on reasoning. It's interesting that it determines the correct number of penguins in the picture. It cannot be tricked, though. The penguin in the middle looks different because of how the photograph is lit. If you can think back to the early Stone Ages of AI, late 2024, you'll remember that the frontier models didn't have access to web information. During the dawning of the new age, they started adding tool support. This enabled web search among many other capabilities. Back then, if you asked a question about current events, you would get the answer much like the one shown here. As a large language model, its knowledge is based on the training data with a cutoff date. In this case, January 2025. Just like the big boys, Gemma 4 has tool support. I've written a tool based on searching which provides private web search. Let me add it to the server. Now when I ask about Artemis 2 that flew around the moon a couple of days ago, it can do a web search to bring in up-to-date results. Once you move up the Jetson family, you get more speed and more room to work. With the same Gemma 4 E2B Q4 model, the AGX Orin is a major step up from the Orin Nano, and AGX Thor pushes that further. That extra headroom is not just about running the same model faster. It also starts to make larger models practical. So this is not really a benchmark story. It is a capability story. So why did the recommended path fail while the tuned version worked? The easiest way to think about memory when running a model is to split it into two parts. First, there is the memory the model consumes just by being loaded. That is mostly the model weights. Second, there is the working memory it takes to run the model. That is where the context window and the KV cache come in. Let's start with the first part, the model itself. A model is a large collection of learned parameters called weights, and those weights take space in memory. This is where quantization comes in. The model weights are usually stored at relatively high precision, often around 16-bit. Quantization means converting those weights to a lower precision format, like 8-bit or 4-bit. That gives you a trade-off. You give up some numerical precision, and depending on the model and the task, that may or may not affect the quality of the results. But you reduce the memory footprint and often improve speed. And on a small machine, sometimes the biggest win is not speed. It is that the model fits at all. That is exactly what happened here. The recommended 8-bit route did not fit on the Orin Nano. Moving to 4-bit did not just make the system faster. It made the system possible. But that is only the first part of the memory story. The second part is the working memory it takes to run the model. This is the part people often miss, because it is not just about the size of the model file you downloaded, and this is where the term context can be misleading. Here, when I say context, I do not mean just the prompt a user sends. I mean the context window the server is configured to support while the model is running. A lot of people picture that as one big block of memory. It is not that. An LLM is a stack of layers. As it runs, each layer caches the attention keys and values from previous tokens, so the model does not have to recompute them on every new token. That cache is known as the key value cache, or KV cache. And the size of that cache is directly related to the size of the context window the runtime is supporting. So context as used here is not just one block of memory sitting in one place. That means when you increase the context window, you are not increasing memory in one place. You are increasing working memory across the layers of the model. On a model with 35 layers, that context-related cost shows up across those 35 layers, not just once. That is why long context gets expensive fast on a small machine. And those cache entries are typically kept at the server runtime's chosen precision. They are not automatically reduced just because the model weights were quantized. So the simple version is this. There are two parts to the memory use. The first is the model footprint, and that is mostly the weights. The second is the working memory, and that is where the context window and the KV cache show up. Quantization helps the first. Context drives the second. That is why the recommended setup failed on the Orin Nano. The 8-bit route was too large on the model side, and the long context budget added substantial working memory pressure. The tuned version worked because it used a 4-bit quantized model that fit the machine, and server settings that fit into memory. So the fix was not magic. It was matching the model, the context window, and the runtime to the machine. The KV cache working memory problem is actively being worked on. New techniques, such as TurboQuant from Google Research, compress those cached attention entries much more aggressively than conventional approaches, with minimal quality loss. This squeezes the working memory side of the problem, complementing weight quantization on the model side. That work is starting to show up in experimental implementations. The promise is straightforward. If the working memory gets smaller, small Jetsons get more room to work with. That room could go toward more context, a higher precision model, a larger model, or the system around the model, search, tools, multimodal flows, and agentic harnesses like NemoClaw or OpenClaw. So the win is not just that the model fits more comfortably. It is that the whole workflow around the model may become more practical too.